Namaskaram. That's a Bharatiya Samskaram, right? When we say Namaskaram, returning back is Bharat. We met on 2018 January 3rd, Chennai. And immediately he said, I'm going to invite you to Doha. But I was there in Doha for a 3 days workshop by the church. You're all senior teachers. Which subject? Which is the most prestigious subject in a school? Yeah. Generally, English people are called. You are from English department?
Yes.
Yeah. They are the people who will speak good English, introduce somebody, anchoring, right?
Right.
I am just opposite. I am a mathematician who doesn't know English. We keep saying mathematics teachers don't speak good English. If somebody has to say my class is in upstairs, they will tell it's in the numerator, I am going to denominator. Don't interpolate in between. Correct? And probably Punjabi, Hindi teachers are lower than maths teacher, chemistry teacher is much higher than commerce. Yes? My first teaching is in commerce. I taught bookkeeping and accountancy. After my BSc, I started teaching English. I am sure the English teacher may not know Run and Martin grammar book. You know? That was a prescribed book for commerce. I don't know, you may not know that. Earlier, commerce people who became secretaries to the boss, they have to know much better English than the boss. They are the people who draft the letter, right? So, commerce people were the people who were taught Run and Martin. So, I taught Run and Martin in 1984 to commerce students. Grammar has to be very I am from a Malayalam medium. My mother tongue is Malayalam. All of your mother tongue is Punjabi? Anybody from other tongue? All of you are from Punjabi.
Sir, I am from Hyderabad.
So Telugu. నాకు కూడా తెలుగు వస్తుంది, రాయడానికి చదవడానికి కూడా వస్తుంది. I read and write Telugu, I said. I read and write Telugu. I am not from Telugu, I am from Kerala. I read and write all the South Indian languages. I understand your Punjabi because I keep traveling. For last 6 months I must have been here many times. I have got a B.Ed college where I mentor students there. I have got a PhD program. Amritsar I came many times. I was there in Delhi with the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh for 2 years. I was Director General of Security, I was Deputy Director. Do you understand what does it mean? You read it, right?
Yes.
Did you ask question, what does it mean? This is the problem with the teachers. Especially English teachers, cut and paste. You should ask question. And that 5 lakhs, that's an old one. You should ask me, I will tell you the right one. Every day I keep meeting. Yesterday I was there to inaugurate a school. I had got 1,000 parents. They had 5 branches in one place. The 5th branch I was inaugurating. So we had 2 MLAs. Every day I keep meeting, thousands of them. Because my name happens to be DrTPS, teachers, parents, students. Correct? Before that, I was in police. Actually, Director General of Security means RAW. You know what's RAW? Military Intelligence. I was Deputy Director in Military Intelligence. Before Combined Defence Services, I started a committee in which I was the secretary. So today we have a Combined Defence Services. Before that, it was an informal committee in which I was the secretary. So every week, 3 times in Delhi from Hyderabad was my routine. My wife does it now because she is a director for ISRO Center, where I left in 2009 for passion for teaching. Those days from Delhi I used to go to Meerut. Translam school was my one place where I go regularly, all the teachers, students, parents. So that time I used to sell TPC, TPS is top police service. Okay. Before that I was a scientist. So we deal with science. I had the largest photo lab in India. I know Punjab much better than probably Telangana and Andhra Pradesh because I look at all the border states. My job is spy. Using satellite, understand what's happening across the, correct? All the Kargil war I gave maps with my hand. I know each and every culvert in the border area. So you see Google Maps today. I made a Google Maps 30 years back for military applications in India. What Saddam Hussein does, how he hides, where he hides, all this we learn as part of how military strategy of different places can be implemented in India. So I am a military strategy expert from satellite images. We have a great culprit in South India who was Veerappan. I gave the maps for catching him. You know our Rajiv Gandhi was assassinated. Which year? It's very difficult to learn history, right? Is there a history teacher here? Difficult to remember all the years, right? It's very simple. Because I'm a mathematician, I turn history into mathematics. History teachers are not good in maths. So you should talk to maths teachers. They will tell you the trick of learning history in a different style. You should keep on writing, otherwise you will forget. At the end of the class, he told something blah blah blah. All this, my experience I am telling, maybe mixing with the stories, because I am a storyteller, not somebody's story. Correct? At the end, when you connect all these dots, you will understand the topic. Correct? You should remember what I speak. That is effective. Because it doesn't come from my Uttar Pradesh. It comes from my where? Madhya Pradesh is here. That I had just now. Panturi, right? Madhya Pradesh has to be full to give work to the Uttar Pradesh. There is a saying, when your tummy is unfilled, you cannot study. Unless Madhya Pradesh gives food, Uttar Pradesh doesn't work. But when your tummy is full, you don't study. Ardha puradayedannam tadartham varinam tatha. That is the method to keep your body fit. Otherwise you will start building up horizontally, not vertically. Correct? I am 60 kilograms for last 40 years. If you have a weighing machine, bring it here. If it is showing 1 kg, plus or minus 1 is natural. Because I had dinner yesterday night, which not my normal practice. Therefore I had 1 puri, my breakfast. Energy should come not from the muscles. Where does it come from? Where does it come from? My mother says severe back pain. But the child is falling. You forget it, right? So is physical more important? What is more important? Emotion is more important. Nelson Mandela says you cannot have two H. Either you can have head or you can have heart. Both together doesn't work. And ladies have good heart. Gents think that they can have good head. I am using words very carefully. Gents think that, not necessarily. Where is your mathematics? Where is your history? Where is your geography? When I come to Chandigarh, I know I am coming to connect different states. How many states I can connect? I can go to Uttar Pradesh. Chandigarh is a common place. Haryana, correct? Himachal. Yesterday, as soon as I landed, my car was moving. I took a Google map and sent it to my son who is in Dehradun. So I said, I am moving towards west, you are in the east. Same distance if I go, I will reach you, I said. He is into filmmaking. So he is in a shooting location there in Dehradun. I do films. Look at film DrTPS, you will see some films. In Muscat is a place where Amitabh Bachchan never visited until 2013, I think, yeah, 2013. We travelled together, Amitabh Bachchan and me. Amitabh Bachchan, me, Rasul Pukutti, Major Ravi, DrTPS. Where what I did was taught how to take the classroom I record. 1, 2, 3, mix them together, make my video. I am a video editing man. All my classes. Yesterday's I had a program I finished. In the aircraft I was editing it. Now as I get my internet on, I will post it. Yesterday posting was an interview done by the name Asthma, A-S-M-A. Asthma is a disease in India, right? English spelling, anybody can write the way they want, right? What is the spelling of Shashi? The South India, very rarely we see SHA, SHI. It can be SHA, SHI, it can be SA, SHI, the way you want. English is a stupid language. The Sneham. What is Sneham? Love. Affection. Now, love translate into your language. Till pyar. Dekho. See, this is the problem. It doesn't follow mathematics. Mathematics always says A transforms to C, C transforms to A, right? In English, it doesn't happen. You translate from one to another, get it back, it will become something else. That is because English is a beautiful language. There is no two single words with the same meaning in English. There is no two words with the same meaning. It means different. Small difference recorded very specific. So when you use words, you are not very specific. People will catch you if they know English. Correct? That is why they have has, have, had, all these. Otherwise, 12 tenses are not there in our mother tongue. I take, is different from I am taking. I took is different from I was taking. Correct? I take, I am taking, I have taken, I have been taking, I took, I was taking, I had taken, I had been taking, I shall take, I shall be taking, I shall have taken. All this is different. All 12 tenses are different. Each moment what happens is recorded. No other language. That's why English is a good language. And what did I say? It's a stupid language. No, I say it's good. It's all the way you look at it. You know it, sometimes it becomes good. If you don't know, it doesn't become good. Correct? So when I said I started with the history, remembering is difficult. Why did I move to history? Because when I asked you a question, when? Yeah, Rajiv Gandhi. Rajiv Gandhi died when I got my job. I remember when I got my job, right? Understood? Is it easy to remember? I took birth when Nehru died. So it's easy to remember. I joined for my masters when Indira Gandhi died. Easy to remember. I remember we didn't have a television in my hostel. Indira Gandhi died, everybody wanted television. So we got a television for that purpose. I was secretary for the hostel. The first demand was get a television because we want to see how Indira Gandhi's cremation happens. So same day we got a television. I will never forget this, right? So history becomes a mystery if you don't remember. So it's very easy, connect to your life. I remember the day I was there for principal's meet. Previous day I started a camp. That was 2018 last camp which I had. It started on January. I thought I will not come. I don't want to come because 50 children are in my house to stay with me and I am traveling to Chennai next day. It doesn't look good. So all these instances will become like a graph. Graph is mathematics, right? Graph is mathematics. So how do you remember history? Convert them into graph. If I teach history as a mathematics, I teach history because I've got a lot of students who are civil service aspirants, IAS, IPS, IFS. Because my department was, many people think that I am an IAS because I was in cabinet secretariat. Cabinet secretary is the top IAS, right? Topmost IAS in India is cabinet secretary. So I was there to do that. So when we meet each other, people ask which batch you belongs to. They think I am an IPS or an IAS. I know what happens in that field where, how can people get. Kundan is a great school. But what do I do when I look at the website? How many students from this school became civil service? That's my first. If that is not there, you produce a lot of children. That is not a great credit. Yesterday I was giving a recommendation letter to one of my students for, which is the best science institute in the world. How many of you are chemistry, physics, maths teachers? You have a doubt? Or you are looking, oh, this is math, then I am also maths. But tell me, this question you should have an answer with you, then only you can guide your children. Correct? If somebody wants to be influenced, immediately I will ask, which is the last movie you have seen where Amitabh Bachchan played a beautiful role, or which is that movie which you loved most during the recent past? You cannot be into movie field without knowing an answer for this question, right? Need not be Amitabh Bachchan, but somebody, Aishwarya Rai. And what is your passion for traveling? As soon as I see Unchai, I was thinking, next option I should go to Everest. So as soon as I finished that, I had a lecture in Kathmandu. They asked, we will take you for a trip there. I said, take me to Everest. So I went to Everest. So your passion should be like that. So tell me which is the best institute where your science children. Assume somebody from Kundana school goes to that institute. Great. MIT is a beautiful center for masters. My students are there. I think we should get those books so that I can show. When I tell this, I am not telling something blank, I don't know, I missed that civil service prelims handbook there. Actually, that book is written. I wrote a book on civil service prelims handbook. That is written with my student who is a student in MIT. Right? And you know how much is the fees for master's program in MIT? 1.5 crores. And your living expense will become another 1.5 crores. Because that's such a place where large people will go. The largest expense in America is housing. I was there 6 months because my students sponsor and take me there to teach Bhagavad Gita. So when 3 crores, not a small joke, right? I know a student from Punjab committed suicide because she failed in exams. It's a big commitment, 3 crores. After 3 years of Infosys job, goes for masters there. The whole family celebrates. My daughter is in. I couldn't save her life. I am a psychotherapist, so many people contact me when they really fail. I couldn't save because she has sent me a message saying by the time you get my email, I will not be in this world. And that was her last mail, and that was to me. Sometimes we cannot help, right? Especially in America, we cannot help. Here we can do some malpractice. But there if you do malpractice, the student who helped malpractice also will be debarred and they will lose another 2 crores. Right? My student got free, full free. I have got students in MIT where 1000 exam is written, all the 1000 exams. Don't see that it's a joke. It's a serious thing. During one master's program, you have 20 subjects, 2 years, 54 plus 54, you have 108 weeks. And they will write minimum 50 exams. Every 2 weeks, one exam is 50 exams. Correct? 20 subjects, 1000 exams. And my student wrote more than 800 exams. All of them 100 out of 100. 3 exams finished in 2 hours. And she got 4 awards. And MIT, that's a record. And they interviewed me, how did you make your student like this? That was the question. She speaks to me every day. Yesterday night, by the time I landed here, she says, where is it? Her DP did not change. This is not mine, this is not mine, that's not mine. Everything is sponsored by her. Very rich. Now working in a company where she must be earning probably what I earned in my pension will be her monthly salary. They pay quite a lot. So what is my credit is not 5 lakhs children which I generate. It's my credit I could generate 1. Ramakrishna generated only 1 Swami Vivekananda. Correct or not? Ramakrishna will not be known to any one of us if Vivekananda was not. Are you getting what I am saying? What is your credit in your life as a teacher? My credit in my life is I have got a lot of such students. Maybe 1 lakh. No, 1 lakh, 1 million. 10 lakhs teachers, 10 lakhs students. It isn't. Pakistan, asthma. That's where we started, right? I will jump back and forth. I will not forget. Don't think that I am blah 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 without my memory. My Uttar Pradesh is very good. Asthma is immediately asked. I was almost to tell that asthma is a disease in India, but if somebody introduced my name is asthma, I make a negative comment. Anyways, her cheeks will go up, I will not see because he is in burqa. Only eyes are seen, right? Yes, what is the meaning of asthma? Anybody knows? Very closely there is a word in Hindi, Asman. The highest supreme. Asma means highest supreme in Arabic. What a beautiful connection between Arabic, Urdu, Hindi, Sanskrit. So how do you learn? Don't look at that, look around it. I know the geography of this campus, I know the geography of other campuses. Because before I go to a campus, what do? I'm into space mapping. My job is mapping from space. So I go to Google, look at it, look around all the earlier programs. Who was your chief guest earlier, and the veranda in which you walk, and the rail in which you have got the carpet, green carpet was there on the day. Right? All that I see. I invest a lot of time before I go to a place. You know DrTPS is coming. How many of you have done the Google to find out who is this buffalo coming here today? Because you don't care. And you will say that every day we have got so many people coming. How does it matter? But every day I am going to different places. Yesterday I went as a guest to inaugurate. There were 2 MLAs and newspaper cuttings. I have sent English one to him. Another 4 Telugu I have sent to my family members, saying that I came into paper. That's a great thing, right? Understood? What I am saying is, keep your... When do you do that? Why I am sending it to my wife, saying that no, yesterday I went to there, my picture came into newspaper, at least 5 newspapers. Inadu interviewed me. They called me as WhatsApp Guru. One of famous Telugu newspaper is Inadu. And they named me as WhatsApp Guru. You know why? Most of my students contact me on WhatsApp, I'll give answers to them. 1,000 WhatsApp answer every day. More than a lakh of contacts. And big paragraphs in them. I finished my 12th class. I don't know whether I should go diploma or engineering. Diploma is more practical. Whether I should go for electrical or electronics. If I have to go to Canada, and what should I do? Which is the exam? So many questions. I enjoy doing it. So what is that which you should do? Enjoy. How many of you really enjoy? Doubtful. Because you are all WIFE. Wife and few husbands. All of you got married? No. What do you say marriage in Punjabi? In South India it is called Kalyana. Kalyana is a Sanskrit word. Kalyana. Kalyanam ayipinda means finished Kalyanam. But do you know the meaning of Kalyanam? Kalyanam is happiness. Kalyanam finished means what? Finished means what? No, you don't have. All husbands will say husband. They want the smartest girl as the wife, but after that, I will tell you where to laugh, where to smile, to whom to look at. Correct? Yes or no? So WIFE, worry invited forever. हस्तबंद भी हो सकते हैं एक बार ना? No, don't worry. South India, Telugu people give lot of dowry. So there is wealth in full enjoyment. I don't know how many crores she must have given to her husband. They are all trust members. Their job is only to keep that wealth safe so that they can give to their daughter's husband. See, the tradition is a stupid tradition, right? They cannot spend because the wife will tell whether to spend. She has to sign, it is in her name. But he is very rich man. We see a lot of people, very rich fellows. But they cannot do anything. Their job is the time, that is why when they got a daughter they have problem. Have to give this to some useless fellow, no? Understood? And what is his job? Again transfer to generations, full tension. There is a great saying, Lakshana Putranindinayo Dhanam. My mother keep on traveling. My mother was very rich. We had 1 lakh acres of land. We were landlords, Kshatriya. I am a landlord. We have a school in our village that's ours. 100 years celebrated just. My grandfather started. And that's a beautiful, not like your school, where I can appoint teachers and government will pay salary. It's called aided system. Government don't have land because Kerala is a dense populated place. So what government did in Kerala is, any person who is rich, they have land and building, apply for a school permission. It's called aided to school. And then what do? I appoint teachers. I also get money because you are getting a government job. For a government job in my school, if somebody wanted physics, I will take 50 lakhs because we are maintaining the building. Huh? Actually, it is illegal. I am recording it. I will also post on YouTube. My cousin is the manager, brigadier. He will also have to do these all illegal jobs. Government also knows. Understood? And you know what happened at the ultimately? My brother is social science teacher. My cousin brother is maths teacher. We know this year there is a vacancy. We will tell, yeah, you finish your BA and B.Ed and give a job with a government job. So all people who don't have any other job, they are sure they don't get any job. They all become teachers in my school. There was a Hindi teacher. Somebody who gets married into my family, they don't study anything, do some Hindi program. Because Hindi, there was a vacancy, and then you don't have to have a B.Ed to become a Hindi teacher. In South India, to become a Hindi teacher, there is a examination which was conducted by Hindi Prachar Sabha. Okay. And few of my nieces who were in Udaipur and all wrote to that exam. 7th class, she became eligible to become a teacher also. It's very simple. But they can't even read him. It's all done like that. You tell me, teaching is with passion or without the passion? For what? What is your objective and scope? Write it down. Why do you teach in your class? Now let us come to the real business. What is that you want your children to become in their life? Why are you teaching maths? Why are you teaching physics? Why are you teaching the subject which you are teaching in your classroom 1 year? There is something called objective and scope. Everything should start with objective and scope. When I make a movie, there is an objective and scope. When I am here, I have an objective and scope. When I am being called, there is an objective and scope. What I can do is understood. Everything in this world, write down objective and scope, then only start. So you tell me, next academic year, you have to teach this class, this subject. What is the objective and scope? You are all teachers from 8th grade onwards? 9th plus 2. What is the objective of learning one chapter, you tell me? Why? Ask this question. What are the questions to ask? WWWWH. Why, where, when, what, how, who, all these questions are WWWH. So anything to do before doing, ask this question. Why am I teaching this? How comes later? This is the answer for how, right? Effective and effective. Why? How? Where, when, what is different? Where am I teaching? So tell me, which subject, which chapter, for what purpose? What purpose? You have to interact. You must tell me, oh, this is what I got, or this I don't know. And I will give you that. Tell me. Any chapter of any subject. Why do you learn history? Do you know there is a country in this world, they don't love to teach history in their they don't want to teach history there. Yeah, it's not part of their learning process at all. Yeah. Do you think Britishers teach their history to the British citizens there? You know what will happen? They will laugh at them and then say, once upon a time I was a rich man, and today they will have to apply for United Nations membership. You understood? The new rules, Brexit came, they are really worried. London is a paparazzi. You know what's the word paparazzi? When you cannot pay back, they will write off. I have got a lot of students in London. Last visit to London was, people go for masters in London because they have got good colleges. Both my sons studied in London only. One in King's College. The college names are also great. King's. He did social science there. International politics. He's a professor in Dublin now. Ireland. And another one in Imperial College. Names are great, no? And my niece is in Cambridge. So most of the best institutes in this world is, and you know how many? 5,000 students in graduation period. 4,000 of them are Chinese. All the Chinese people are giving money to, and that is where revenue is that only. Education is a great business. In America it's a great business. And all these are started long back. That's a great tradition. But then I had a question, but they are not great as the greatest of the greatest. How do you count internationally the greatest institute? MIT, how many Nobel Prizes? MIT, how many Nobel Prizes? Assume that your Kundana school has got a car parking area where you write parking for Nobel laureates only. What will happen? Permanently it will become empty, right? But there are institutions in the world, they write parking for Nobel laureates only. Because lot of Nobel laureates comes every day there. And such an institute is called Max Planck Institute in Germany. Yesterday I gave a recommendation letter to one of the students to go there. So what is the credit of a school? How do they reach into that is my question. The reach there is, they have an objective in school. You want admission there, they will not ask you how much mark you got for 10th class, how much for 12th class. They will not ask who is this man who is giving recommendation, how much mark you got in 10th class. They ask, they will laugh at me. In Department of Space, there is only one scientist who did not get, olden days it was first class in our time. Now A plus, right? First class is 60%. I did not get first class in 10th class. In 11th class, I failed in maths. 4 marks out of 100. English, I never passed. 8th class, I was thrown out of a school being the worst student. Don't believe. That's fact. I'll tell you, don't assess a student by their marks. I was called in many classrooms when I was in 8th class to demonstrate how bad a student can be in the world. I was really humiliated. And I tell you, none of my students reached the position which I reached in government. And I was the only one. I was called in same school to give awards for children who secured A plus in all subjects. One of my classmates who did BSc was a principal there. He never knew that I was an old student there. In Hindu newspaper, that became a big news because I told them. That's the time when I told first. Then I started telling this to many people. 11th, I failed in all exams. 12th, somehow I got a realization I must study, and I got just pass. My brother was a professor in a college where all my other younger brothers. I lost my father when I was 4 years old in an accident where I was part of it. Lost my sister and father, and therefore I was a pet for the whole village because we were landlords, right? Everybody knows about that. I decided I should study when my brother said, you cannot study. You cannot study maths, he said. I will give you Malayalam. I had the problem of writing, or the bad habit of writing poems. Bad habit of writing poems. That was considered as a bad habit in my childhood. Who writes poems? The greatest poets always after Kalidasa. All the poets were writing only about the beauty of lyrics. Even Kalidasa's Megha Sandesham, Kumara Sambhavam. Read all that. Yachachakre Janakataya Snana Punyodageshu Kastil Kanda Viraha Guruna Swadhikara Pramatta Shabe Nastangamana Mahimo. What is it? He was there in Kailash on duty with the Kubera. Who is Kubera? Kubera is the richest king. And under him one Yaksha was working. He was newly married. And he had no method to write letter to his wife because post department was not there. So how did he send a message? Through the Megha. That is called the Megha Sandesham. Love affair only. Who started this business of writing love affair in the whole world? All poetry, all dances, everything is love only. Who started? In literature, it started by Kalidasa. Otherwise, Ramayana would have been a love story, Rama and Sita. It is never a love story, it's a war story. Mahabharata is not a love story, though there was love in between. Do you know that Panchali was in love with Karna? But there is a symbolic representation. Who is Karna? And Karna is an illegitimate son. Actually, that is ego. Right? Karna is equal to ego. Pancha Pandavas is 5 Indriyas. Kauravas are negative thoughts. Hundreds of negative thoughts. That's why we say, right? Got it? How did they got these negative thoughts? The father of thoughts is blind. Who is blind? Dhritarashtra is blind. What a stupid lady is Gandhari. When husband is blind, you are supposed to open the eyes and help the husband. Instead of that, she became fall in love, blind love. And she tied her eyes Therefore, in the darkness, they produced 100 children. You never heard Mahabharata like this, right? This is how I teach Mahabharata. And what happened? When you have a lot of children and husband and wife both are blind, what will happen to the child? You don't know with whom they will have company. All children are good in this world by birth. If I have failed in exams, that means my company was bad. If I get good company, that's why we have a great word called satsang. It is not the teachers, it is not the buildings, it is not the institution made Pandava as Pandava and Kaurava as Kaurava. They all studied in same Kundal school only. Same Professor Sharma only taught them. But what happened? With whom your students are in company. You know, Mahabharata is not a story of love. It's a story of how education has to be implemented in schools. I am in this institute. When I go to business classes, I do the other. Everything what you read, you derive what you want. Message is more important. And the saddest lady in this world is Gandhari. Because even now we are saying her son is a bad son. Do you like to hear that your son is a bad son? You know how if my mother would have been alive, when I go to my hometown and give lectures in temples, mothers, sisters will come and fall on my feet. See, my mother would have been there alive. How happy she would have been. Understood? So the most prestigious thing for every mother, fathers are useless, they are blind. After the gate, they don't think about house. Once gate is off, finished. I am also like that. My wife will keep thinking all the time. They know the friends of, all friends of my two sons, my wife can name. What are they doing? Where are they? What is the last time they met each other? How many of his friends divorced so far? All the detailed account will be there. We are supposed to be practical, they are supposed to be emotional. Practical is buddhi, emotional is, don't use the word heart, at least in India, to speak to each other. Heart biology teachers will be upset. It is called manas. What is it called? Mana. Sharira, body, manaso. Manaso is a Sanskrit word. Sharira, manaso, yoga. Yoga is not a mathematics word. Not a yoga word in the yoga community. Joining, union is the word. Sharira, manaso, yoga, paraspara manuvrajet, adhara, adheya, bhavena, taptajya, khadayoriva. You take a burtan which is hot, put cold oil, oil will get heated up. Put a hot oil, put in a cold burtan, burtan will get heated up. Your manas is upset, body will start reacting. I am a psychotherapist. Most of the diseases are psycho problems. That's why I wrote a lot of books on psychology. The mindset mastery. Okay. Life with harmony in heart. Life, L-I-F-E, life means live in full enjoyment. Learn in full enjoyment. And for commerce people, learning is an investment for future earning. Write L-I-F-E. L-I-F-E. All my books, most of my books are L-I-F-E. Rhythm of Life. This is a poetry book, 100 poems. L-I-F-E. Learn, write learn. When you learn driving, you have a L board. After learning, remove L. Then what you will get? Earn. So when you finish learning, you should earn. Correct? That is why we prepare children for what is your objective? Prepare. What was the objective of Kauravas, Pandavas? Rule the country. They are all Kshatriyas. They are all preparing their children for ruling country. That is why they fought. Two people cannot rule the same. So they started fighting. What was the mistake? One was a rich man's son. The king, already power and position is there. Therefore he wanted the same power and position. He don't want to part a single portion of it to somebody else. But then what was the purpose of education? That's my question. What was the purpose of your satsang? Objective and scope. Why? Where went wrong? Went wrong because Duryodhana's advisor was you are part of India, Bharat. I am talking about Mahabharat. So tell me, who was the Kauravas? The top was Duryodhana. Correct? Who was his satsang? Who was his advisor? Who was his company? Shakuni is from which place? Gandhar, Naresh, Kandahar. Which country? So what is Mahabharata says? Don't have company with Afghanistan people. Oh, that is also there. Even today that is the situation. That's a culture, right? You understood? But whereas Dharmaputra's company was, don't use the word Lord. See, we have a big problem in academics. I cannot stop elderly people, but at least don't teach your children to call sir, 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 sir. Because sir is a great title given by Britishers. Sir Isaac Newton, Sir C.V. Raman. I wish I am a Sir DrTPS. But I am not Sir DrTPS, but people will call DrTPS Sir. See, there is a lot of difference between prefixing and suffixing. And we call it conductor also when we want to book a ticket, we go to correct railway station, we will call the clerk also sir. You call me also and the teachers also sir. What a stupid world is this? Are you not different from a booking clerk in a railway station? Yes or no? Yes. So you should never entertain anybody calling you sir. And no madam. Lord Krishna. You said Lord Krishna. Then will you call Parvati as Lady Parvati? Ask English people. Lord, gender. Feminine gender is lady. Oh, tomorrow onwards go to temple and say, oh, Lady Parvati, Durga lady, please bless me. See, we have translated knowledge about our own culture. Don't use this word. It is not Lord Krishna. I have also written in this book, The Gita My Way, the new way of, this is that MIT girl. She has spent money for us and she asked a lot of questions. She called me to America and then said, Friday I landed, 2 o'clock I reached. She said, tomorrow onwards you have got class in the temple and that's Bhagavad Gita you have to teach. I said, you should have told me, I should have got my Bhagavad Gita book. I know you, Chachu, she calls me Chachu. Chachu, you don't want Bhagavad Gita to teach Bhagavad Gita. And there is a Chachu on the chariot of wisdom. Looks, okay. Guiding Bachu to the 3-2-1 world. What is 3-2-1 world? I was just telling Sharma. You must have heard thousands of people talking in this country, 21st century education, lecture heading. Google 21st century education. If you have guts, write below that. I don't comment on somebody, so I don't. Centuries, 100 years. Are you talking about education for 100 years and say, I am a 21st century educator? उतना पुराना है क्या? 21st century is already 20 years old. 24 years old. 2024 now. Correct? Have you not seen in 5 years lot of change in education? I have a book, I don't have the copy here, which talks about adaptive learning. Google, it's available. You go to my website, you can download it. It's freely available. Because the publisher closed their shop. Not after publishing mine. Discovery Publishers. Adaptive learning. I learned adaptive learning from MIT professor in JNU. There is a center called Consortium for Educational Communications, CEC. Earlier Doordarshan was teaching how to teach on the Doordarshan. Nobody used to see those channels. That was sponsored by UGC. That's how I became part of UGC. And there I learned how to videograph the classes, how to mix them together. So I learned film editing in the UGC. And the purpose was to create for the Doordarshan. Okay. There one professor came from MIT, took 3 days, 4 days classes, 3 days theory and then practical and all that. Soon after that I wrote a book. How many of you will write books? You can write books like this. All that small points which I am saying, take notes. One basic character for a good teacher, good student is taking notes. I don't have to take notes because I am recording. And I am seeing it many times, multiple times. Yesterday's ASMA's interview, as soon as it is over, all the questions I typed and then put it onto the text. And every video when it comes, the text question will be there. I do this. That means how many times I should listen, what words she have used. When I see a movie, I see in 3x because movie is slow. I can save my time. I am a man of multimedia. Sharmaji also purchased a GoPro after seeing. And I have got a better one, I will show you. I have got a stick. Yeah, this is a stick. 360. I mix all this because my students, my children basically give me a lot of gadgets and I have to use it. That is 3-2-1 world. Earlier we had blackboard, right? Yes or no? I designed, all this cover is designed by me. We have blackboard. And all children, when we were in, we also had a slate. The slate is a miniature of blackboard. Correct or not? Now you have smartboard in the. So what student should carry in the class? Smartphone. Are you getting what I am saying? See, once teachers were using blackboard, we had miniature of blackboard in our hands. I will show augmented reality to the LKG children. I will show you. I am a computer man. I have purchased all the computers in this world when I was in Department of Space. Budget was not a constraint. We are scientists. Lot of money. We get lot of money. Buy what you want. So I purchased lot of things in my lab. My lab was, we had a computer made by CDAC that was called a Param. Look at Param, that's a big computer. Those days it was as big as this podium. It was like a Parameshwar, never switched on. It never worked. Samadhi master is Parameshwar. Don't call him as translated word. Shiva is the god of destruction. No, Shiva is the god of. My god is Shiva because I am a Samadhi master from Himalayan tradition. I am a meditation master from Himalaya. I translated it into meditation. Actually, it's a wrong translation. Samadhi is actual Samadhi. Meditation cannot be Samadhi. Nobody can teach meditation. But you will see a lot of workshops on meditation. It's as if I am saying, I will teach you how the water tastes. Possible? Something cannot be taught, it has to be experienced. So I am a Samadhi master from Himalayas, and you see meditation, DrTPS, you will see one clip. because that's the only way I can push it. Otherwise you will not remember. Actually there is no samadhi, I am only giving breathing techniques. Pranayamena yuktena sarva roga samaraha. Prana, I am not diseased for last 40 years. No disease. I have never met doctors to consult. I have only gone to give them lectures. I go to medical colleges, teach them. I am a psychotherapist, MS in psychotherapy, Western degree. I know pharmacology, I know biochemistry, I know how medicine reacts, I know how food reacts. I am from an Ayurvedic family. So where does it start actually? Your life starts with, I am produced well, manufactured well. From an Ayurvedic family. And though we were rich, everything was given by the government policies. The land was given. My mother keep asking, Lakshara putra endina yo dhanam. You are a good boy, why do you want money? You understood? Why are we training our students to get a job? I don't think my mother never told me you should go and make money, because she has seen sufficient money. Always she keeps saying, what you should become? Be a good boy. And I was never a good boy in my childhood. And every day she will tell, you will become a good boy. Never scolded. Because I lost my father, I was the pet. Got it? What she does, always keep hand on my head and then say, tomorrow you will become a good boy. It means a lot. You understood? So keep this. Keep this in your mind. When somebody does mistake, what you should do? Keep hand on their head and then say, tomorrow you will not do this. Enough. Everything goes in. I was in a school when, recently in one of the schools when I was sitting with the headmistress, there it is called a headmistress. 2 kids came fighting. Immediately he started shouting. I said, let me deal this. I had chocolate in my bag. I gave 2 chocolates and said, give this chocolate to him, give this chocolate to him. Do you have any problem? I don't have a problem. Finished. They don't have problem. The problem is for us. Correct? Their problem is they had some emotion, they have shown it. But immediately after that they will hug. But we escalate it. That is friendship, correct? You know what is friendship? Where I don't have to filter my words to use to. I can call you anything if you love you. But what happens? Love ends as soon as you get married. You have to think, what should I speak? How this person is going to interpret what I am speaking. Correct? The perceiver perceives the way the perceiver wants to perceive and not the way the speaker wants the perceiver to perceive. The communication is a big problem. Communication is a big problem. So how do you become a good teacher? Did you love me just now? Is it because I am a great mathematician, space scientist, or did I tell you something relative to your life? It's a both combination. So you should have a good head, you should also have a good heart. If I tell a serious mathematics without smiling, what will happen? Finished. The class becomes so boring, right? Assume you have severe headache. Severe headache. You go to a movie. Your headache will be off. But after the movie, headache will come back. Correct or not? So what is headache? Stress. It's a feeling. Actually there is no headache. Headache is a feeling. That is why we call it as disease. What is it called? Disease. Illness and disease. DrTPS. You will get a YouTube video. I distinguish these 2 words. Disease and illness. Most of the problems are problems with thoughts. We keep thinking. We prepare quite a lot. What is the preparation? If I go and tell, how do they give an answer? If they tell like this, what should I tell? Where this thought came to us, that is how we are prepared in our life for exams. The question will come, you should write like this, then 100%. Why are you preparing children for exams? For what? 30 points to students, 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers. Read this blog. That's DrTPS blog, which I wrote in 2005, 20 years back. 30 points to students, 20 points to parents and teachers. There is a word called exam and test, which are used in two different places. One in academic institution, next in hospital. Urine test, blood examination. And who prescribes? Doctors. And what will happen? The pathologist will test. But here, the doctors themselves are testing. Doctors themselves are testing. Then what will happen? You will get parameter which says maths 4 marks, physics 7 marks. What do? You scold them. Imagine a doctor after testing, you see BP and all that, the doctor starts scolding, what will happen? BP will come down or what? So in 3rd grade they got less marks. What do? The 3rd grade teacher will promote them to 4th grade. By the time they reach your 9th grade, they are chronic patients. Whatever you do will never can be cured. The problem is we have a lot of promotions, free promotions. I go back to my village. I have got a 200-year-old house where I conduct a lot of camps. Look at the DrTPS on Google map. You will see 3 houses. One of the houses in the North Kerala, which is my village. Every day it's cleaned and maintained because I am going there day after tomorrow. What happens when we invest some time? There has to be a result that needs to be tested. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong in testing. But is it the patient's requirement or the doctor's requirement, the testing? Even after my testing is over, medicines are given, I am prescribed something, I have sufficient food prescriptions are given, preparing examination is the same thing. And then I am preparing for a second test in which he will certify that you are perfectly alright, no fever now. Then only they will discharge. But here what happens? With all the diseases, we promote them. So I am being called for giving awards. 420 children in a school got A+ in all subjects. They used to give that. I said, don't call me to give this. Books. And what was the books given? Manorama yearbook, general knowledge book. I don't have a share there, Manorama. But I wanted to popularize people reading yearbooks, general knowledge. So I was considered as one of the men who purchased maximum number of general knowledge books in Kerala. And they give me during the festival, they send me gifts. Last time also I went for during Onam. Onam is a Kerala festival. They gave me a dhoti. Manorama gave me a dhoti. I was in a school, then somebody came, Manorama gave me a dhoti, they are asking why. I said, once upon a time I purchased a lot of books for them. Understood? So don't promote your children until and unless they are 100% cured. So they have disease of mathematics, physics, chemistry, social science. All the disease has to be cured. Then you become a doctor of maths. I am a doctor of maths. My contract is give me any patient who has got maths problem. I will make them to love maths. That's my contract. Somebody who doesn't like history, send it to me. History is very simple. It's a small English. A, B, C, D. B, C and AD. Finished history. What is history? A, B, C, D. Correct? So draw a number line, put 0 there, put all the B, C there, AD here, put lot of arrow marks, take your chapter, open it, mark it and make a chart. History, one chapter is over. One chapter, one day. Why are you wasting a lot of time? History teachers should get 10 chapters, 10 periods only. They can read and understand, Amma. But they don't understand. The problem is revolution. French Revolution. This fellow who is sitting, the student, never heard the word revolution in life. You tell me your blah 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 English in your class, let it be history, maths, physics, commerce, how many words they really understand? Resistance. They heard the word. There is a dictionary in this world. Nowadays nobody uses dictionary. I was a Malayalam medium student. I created my own dictionary. Whatever words I learned, I wrote in a book. ABCD order. We didn't ever had even money to buy it, so a diary was cut into ABCD on the edges, and all the words, vocabulary, I made my own dictionary. Still it is there. I will show my children. This is how I learned English. You have to write, create your own vocabulary. So every teacher, one of my sincere advice or request or whatever you want, I am asking, use dictionary. Don't have to go big dictionary. You know, there was a London school, Google it. I am not giving you the which school is that. To get admission in that school guarantees that throughout their life fellowship is given. And people from different country go and settle there for preparing their children for the entrance examination, and the panel of selecting members to ask lot of questions, and beautiful videos are there. Google it, then you will get a lot of things, and then you will tell me, not that school, this is also does it. That's how I want. And one of the questions was to one child, which is your best book? The answer was dictionary. And you know what do? They don't just believe the child, because they prepare, no? Answers are prepared. How do you believe this boy? Immediately the member said, go, let us go. They went to his house to check whether what dictionary he used, and everything is recorded, beautifully recorded on video. And you know what happened? The book was on the floor, because he cannot take it. It's a huge dictionary. And he said, this is the word which I referred last. He got admission. That is actually testing. Who can test that? And you don't have to take big. Which dictionary online you prefer? This will tell how good you are in referring the www word. If you tell the same Oxford, you are 21st century, 20th century. That is 18th century, 19th century, 20th century dictionary. You have to be in 3rd decade of 21st century. That is my 3-2-1 word. Don't talk about education and old practices. We are in the digital world. 3, 2, 1 world. That is why you will see 3, 2, 1 world. You will not Google, you will not get any answer. Write 3, 2, 1 world, DrTPS, you will get answers, because that's going to be. So Google takes some more time to learn. 3, 2, 1 world. In 3, 2, 1 world, the best dictionary is, this part is called hip, right? Punjabis are good in hippo. Hippo.com. Wordhippo.com is the dictionary. You will see antonyms, synonyms, all that you will see. I fat? Am I fat? Am I fat? But there is a word fat, right? So I am not fat. So what is that word to be used to tell me? I am? You know, in all the MNC companies, they give a test like this: fat, antonym. Antonym means opposite. Antonym. Give options, whatever you are telling. Which is the right one is the question. I told you English, there is no. So you tell me, am I lean or I am slim? No, got confused. You started thinking. See, these words you heard. DrTPS also heard. But I heard and I started thinking. Why it is different? What happens to you don't think? When you think, once in a while, what will happen? You think and become tank. Am I saying what? You think and get answers. So I am not a scientist by profession, I am a scientist by life. I keep on thinking. So what is the opposite? Slim beauty, right word. Will you call somebody as lean beauty? Why? Lean is without energy. Lean means if you just push, she will fall. Slim means if you push also, she will stay. So lean is, slim is different. What is the difference? Slim is lean plus energy. Is it mathematics or English? Every English word for me is mathematics. You tell me any word in English, I will tell where mathematics is. Because mathematics is a language. English is a language. Mathematics is not a subject. Mathematics is a language of science. I cannot deal science, let it be biology, without mathematics. Biology people think, I know biology, mathematics is not required. Wrong. I know biology, social science is not required. Wrong. Lot of MBBS children, after that they go for MS and MD, they have a paper called research methodology. I teach statistics in those classes. Research methodology is full of mathematics. Every graph, echo, ECG, electroencephalograph, graph is mathematics. Doctors have to learn. So don't think mathematics is not there in medical science. Every medicine is a chemistry, biochemistry. Every meter which they use is physics. So where do you separate? So one of the biggest problem in education is we train them to become doctors. They hate maths and social science. In 7th class itself you ask, what you want to be? I want to be a doctor. Finished. I was a maths student, PhD in mathematics. Joined in Department of Space. My job was making maps, social science. I started reading my 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th geography books. Then my job was the relationship between all the countries. Strategic analysis. I learned history. Then I had to know economics. The trade relationship is what is the relationship. I have to learn all the subjects. Everything is related. When I took my MBA, I became a professor after retirement in an MBA department. I was the HOD. I was a teacher in an engineering college without timetable where my class is defined. This is the class you have to go and teach. Whichever teacher is absent, I will go and then teach that subject to them. That's my guarantee. Because I know maths, I know physics. My PhD is in fluid mechanics, published in Chemical Engineering Journal, so I am a chemist. I learned biochemistry, so I teach. See, you know the overall thing about most of the things up to 10th class. So what is your background? Every subject. But what happened was you became a physics teacher. You think physics is my subject, all subjects are enemies to me. No. I cannot sustain in this world without knowing any other subject. The whole universe is called Brahmandam. When you go to temple, they will chant if they know. Brahmandanam Madhye, in the whole Brahmanda, the universe in the center. Jambudyube, Bharatagande, Bharatavarshe, Meroha Dachine Parshe, Godavari Parshve, Parashurama Deshe, depends on which land you belongs to. If I belongs to Kerala, Parashurama Desham. If I belongs to Andhra, Godavari Parsham. That's how you are identified with the geography. So every priest knows geography. They refer you the place. Then Saptamadamannundare Kaligare Pradhamapade. In the whole universe you are here at this point of time. But what are we teaching in our class? Every priest is able to relate you with the time and space. But we are teaching same British. Tinkle, tinkle, little star. Never got escaped from this. Luckily, we never had. I never was in L kilogram or U kilogram. Directly grade 1. And my date of birth officially is 30 May 1964. Why? June 1st school starts. Teachers will decide what is your date of birth. All classmates are 30th May. We were never asked a date certificate. That certificate is not required, birth certificate is not required. Now today everything is certificate only, whether you live or not. You will know when you die only when your picture comes in newspaper, this fellow died. Otherwise, while living you have not done anything to show that you lived in this world. What is the purpose of life? No. We have a purpose. Understand, we have great things to do in this world. We are all luckiest people as become teachers were. Who is the goddess of education? 100%? Believe that Saraswati. You keep only Saraswati with you. Do you think Saraswati's husband will leave her with you? Eh? I am keeping somebody's wife with me. I don't care the husband. What will happen? Even if you go to your friend's house, you love that lady at the house, definitely you should show some affinity to the husband so that you have a chance to go second time, right? Otherwise you will not afford it. Yeah, she understood. This is what happened to that fellow last time. Sometimes think of Brahma, yeah? The poor fellow. Where is Brahma? Do you know where is Brahma? The greatest of the greatest chanting every teacher should keep repeating. That's a chanting which I am giving. I am from a Vedic tradition. Brahma Shri KPC Anujan Bhattadripad is my guru. He was a guru for Maharishi Mahayogi. You must have heard Maharishi Mahayogi. Otherwise Google. Everything is earlier don't know do this, now you don't know do this. That's only difference. Google Maharishi Mahayogi. He had his own kingdom in America. Before Osho. After that Osho. He had his own. That great was Maharishi Mahayogi. So my guru went there to teach him Kerala Tantra Shastra. How to build temples. That's a great science. And I am a Stabati from him. That's why he went to America to construct a temple. Google 190803. 2019. 08 is August 3rd. That's how I remember dates. 180103 I met him. I remember with the dates. I am a man of numbers. I will remember this day as what? 24, 05, 27. 24, 05, 26 I was in Karimnagar inaugurating a school. 24, 05, 25 I was with the Pakistani lady on dialogue. Asma. Every day I remember like this. So 190803 is the temple installation where I was the chief priest. What is the chant? Hrudaya. Do you have Hrudaya? Yes, sir. Who is there inside? Your husband? Hanuman opened Sita. Open yours, don't open. My secrets are inside this. So he wrote a poetry which says, open heart surgery. The poet gets a heart attack. Doctor says, I will open your heart. I said, don't open. At least in front of my wife. Doctor will see all the secrets. Let me die with my heart attack, but I don't allow to. This is the problem with English. Where do you keep your secrets? Where do you keep the chavi for that secrets? That is also in your... No, don't keep it in the tongue. Keep it inside your heart only. Life of Love, it's a beautiful book. Open heart surgery is there. Okay. Half-lived life. Arrow from shadow. The open heart surgery is here. I am on the deathbed. No, not DrTPS. That poet DrTPS was on the... Okay. So don't open my heart. Hridaya. Write this. Keep on chanting this. Hridaya. I am giving you the most powerful chanting for a teacher in this book. Hridaya. Guhara. Guha is cave. Hridaya, Guhara, Madhye. Madhye means you know. Sanskrit is such a beautiful language. Cut and then listen carefully inside you. Sanskrit is in all of us. Sanskritam is in all of us. I should not use the word Sanskrit. Sanskritam is the Sanskritam word for Sanskrit. But that also we use in English. Sanskritam, Hridaya, Guhara, Madhye, Kevalam. Kevalam means only that is there, nothing else. Brahma Matram. When we took birth, we had only Brahma inside our... Yes or no? As we took birth, what happened? When we started looking at mother, we must have asked internally how many times, who is this who is feeding me? We must have. And then we started calling that is Amma, mother. Then somebody was looking after mother, coming and then smiling at me sometime, or arrogantly looking at me. I decided this is my father. At the age of 3, my world was only my mother and father. Who was the great person in this world? Father and mother. Because everybody comes to see me because my father and mother knows many people in this world. But when I joined nursery, age 3, who is the greatest person in this world? My teacher. But now ask your 12th class children who is the worst fellow in this world. How did you transfer them from that to this hating time? That is because all nursery teachers, I am meeting them afternoon, right? Tomorrow. Yeah. Because they keep asking you, keep quiet, keep quiet, keep quiet. What I did was, those books are not here. What I did was, another few set of books are 5 of them. To deal with the child, Happy Hippo Handbook. Happy Hippo Handbook, that's the title. I am good in writing, giving names. My trust is called Shiksha. So my website is DrTPS-Shiksha. SHIKSHA. Though my spelling is SASI, in Shiksha I cannot use that spelling. So I have used SHI. You take SHI. You take that SHI, put after SHA, it will become Shashikumar. Shiksha is Shashikumar. Are you getting? Why? Hridaya, Guhara, Madhye. Who is there? The god of? Who is Brahma? The god of? Wrong. Slap yourself. Creativity. Don't call him as god of creation. That is the biggest mistake we did. It is not noun, it is verb. Creating, creativity, adjective. So I am a creative person. I am not a creation person. Creation may happen or not, that's a different matter. But I am creative. Understood? Every teacher has to be creative. You are only copying what is there in the textbook, doing blah blah blah. Give the textbook, they will learn. So how do you become an effective teacher? Adaptive learning. I told you none of them understand your vocabulary because they don't refer to dictionary and learn and come in the class. So all teachers follow this, not up to 7th class. That is why I said 7th class separate, after 8th separate, because after 8th it is abstract science. Education is divided in the whole world as two parts. No new education policy. Actually, the chairman of my ISRO, when I joined in Department of Space, was Kasturi Rangan. Unfortunately, a man without heart. He don't even touch a child. Forget about touching a scientist, he will not touch. Such an inhuman person. I am recording it and putting it. I am so having that guts. Nobody likes him in the Department of Space. So he was removed from there. What is the method to remove somebody? Give him a higher position. And who was that? Abdul Kalam. Why did he remove it and put it into MP, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, non-elected president? Because Kalam had a very, very nice person with him who wanted to get the chair. He is supposed to retire 13 days after that. Madhavan Nair, one of my friends. So he wanted to get that post. What he did? Remove that fellow, put somewhere else, so that the seat will become vacant. I will put my person there. Every government posting is politics. Madhavan Nair became chairman. Good for me. Because Kasturi Rangan left, Madhavan Nair went. He is a good friend of mine. I went there and I gave, Madhavan Nair was a director for VSSC. Some of the vacant buildings I wanted to use. I wrote a note saying that can be used as a training center. That is how IIST came into picture. And the person who wrote that note, IIST, I was working with him in Madhavan Nair at the headquarters, ISRO. IIST is Indian Institute of Space Technology. So new education policy, nothing is there new. You must have heard lot of training sessions. I also gave lot of lectures. But if you read the old traditional Indian first education policy, who is that? Radhakrishnan. And read this, one and the same. But what had happened? It is required today. What had happened? What had happened? University means all education should be under one umbrella. Then after some time people started women's university. I don't know what do they teach in the women's engineering college. Engineering college is women's engineering college. We want a animal husbandry university, agriculture university. Correct? Now what the new education policy says? Everything has to be under one umbrella. Original was that, then after that, you change it. There is a saying, Grantham Moonu Pakarthidil, Muhurtam Mutramayadu. That's a Malayalam saying. But understood. Muhurtam is what? Auspicious time. Mutram means what? Urine. Muhurtam, 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 you copy 3 times, it will become Mutram. Because you keep on copying. What do you do in the KG classes? Most of your children, their handwriting is not good. Yes, sir. Yes. How many of your handwritings are good? My handwriting is good. That is because my brother was a beautiful. My brother is no more. He was my guardian after my father left. He was a zoology professor. He wrote books. When he go to classroom, he will draw. See, zoology drawing, not that simple. And his drawings, you can take picture and then make books. His board, when we start writing from here to there, you can take a picture, that will become a book. Got it? And after I was not a good student, but when I started staying with him and doing my masters, I asked him how to improve my handwriting. Generally what we do is, we have got a printed version here, all the lines here, 4 lines or 2 lines or 3 lines, we copy from here to here. KG classes, right? What are we copying? First time you are seeing the printed one, second time you are seeing what you have written. Therefore you will see a convergence or a divergence. And teachers are so happy because once it is wrong, they can, without seeing, they can put everything is wrong. Red ding ding ding. Have you seen this in childhood? Go and see. So I keep saying, start writing from bottom, go to top. Everything I will see in a different step. You understood? You want to improve your handwriting, what is to be done? Look at here, write here. Next, when you write here, what do you see? Top. Always you see the printed one becomes so good. Yeah? Small difference. Hridaya, Guhara, Madhye, Kevalam, Brahma. So if you want Saraswati in your tongue, keep Brahma inside. Husband and wife has to stay together. Not like today's world. You know, Bharatiya Shastram talks about lot of things. I've got a book called Nitya Sloka. Nitya Sloka. What is the first chanting to be done? When you are on the bed, all of us are on bed, right? Karagre, don't do this. Karagre, chant. Karagre, Vasate, Lakshmi. Who is Lakshmi? Goddess of wealth. Is it not money? What a great thought, you see. Karagre, Vasate. Don't do this. When you go to Lakshmi, Karagre, Vasate, Lakshmi. Then Lakshmi will understand it better. When Lakshmi will understand, when you understand, it's better. Because we just do chanting without even understanding. Karagre, Vasate, Lakshmi. Karamadhye, Saraswati. Because earlier Narayan was written with standing here. And who is Lakshmi's husband? Vishnu. Money will come only when you work. Action, money. Knowledge. Knowledge is communication. And then Brahma. What it? Then the third one? Because Govinda has got a big market in this world. Every fellow started praising Govinda. Shiva will destroy you. His wife is ignored. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, Karamule Sthita Gauri. See, what happened was in India, most of our traditional literature, marketing people changed its version. Original one is Karamule Sthita Gauri. If I have got energy, I will be able to sleep well. You go to your doctor, they will ask, did you get sleep? Then doctor can treat and make you good. If you don't get sleep, emergency ward. Then they will put you into ICU and they will never see anything. That's the end. So, Karagre Vasate Lakshmi, Karamadhye Saraswati, Karamude Sthidagari. Where is all this? It is in your hand. So, what is to be done? Every word what you learn, understand carefully. Therefore, you get adapted to your learning. Otherwise, you are not adapting. What is adaptation? What is adapting? My book name is Adaptive Learning. One of my book, Discovery Publishers, Adaptive Learning. How do you get adapted to the students? How do you get adapted to the subject? Understand carefully. So what is to be done? Ask your children to read the textbook, underline, no. Take a notebook, write all the difficult words. You want to start a new session. In the next year when you are starting, ask your children, tomorrow I am going to, everybody knows tomorrow which chapter they are going to teach. It's not a great, knowledge. It's not discovery learning. What do you do? Ask them to read, write down all the terminologies. Even if they think they know, they may not know. Should I prove? Property. What is the meaning? Property. It's a normal word. All of us heard this, right? Now what is the property meaning? Asset. You own, right? Your husband is your property? Do you own? Do I own you? No. Keep it. Don't change it now after some time. Do you own me? No. Do you own Sharma ji? Which is your school? Do you have ownership? But still you will say this is my school, right? This is my principal, this is my teacher. You don't love me after 1 hour class also. I own you, you are my students. That's the ownership. If you don't behave properly, I will tell you, get out of the class. You are not my student. What am I doing? Disowning. So what is ownership? The proper behavior in the class. You know what is the word meaning property? Go to the root word, proper. I have a proper document. You have a proper behavior. I will disown you if you don't. You will disown me if I don't behave properly here. Immediately you will say, get out of this place. Correct or not? Now you tell me, chemistry teachers, any chemistry teacher, what is property meaning? Same property. When I told the common word, you thought it is only economics or only commerce, only trade, only business. But property of salt is, if something you taste and it doesn't, no, this is not having the property of, some child doesn't have the property of child, some mother doesn't have the property of mother. You should own that property. You know what a great word is property? You know. What do you know? You think you know. Wonderful. Love you. You are my property. You understood? See, when you tell my student, you are my student, use this word now. You are my property. You can own me. I have got a lot of children with me.
That gives you right to correct.
See, people come to my camp, I will beat them also. After that, they will come and sit on my lap and say, I'll do it, don't worry. You are a good girl. You are a good boy. After that also they do mistake. Why are you? Last time after that you made me to sit on your lap, I liked that. So let me get some more pity.
Sir, ownership is giving right.
See? The same husband, you had an ownership, you made your bedsheet with a full wrinkle many days. After some time you will say, no, this is not my husband, divorce. After that, seeing him will make you angry, right? So disown. Disown is detachment. Ownership is attachment. So this is my school. Why? In the paper your name is there. No. Yeah, it is there in the register for some time. Good enough. This is my government. Where is government? Do I have something? No. This is my country. Without owning an inch of land in this country, still I can own this land. Himalayam samarabhya yavat Hindu sarovaram tam devanurmidam desham Hindustanam prachakshade. I am proud of this land. What proud? What am I doing? But still I can say this is my country. What a great feeling is that the property, the word. How many people understand this word? When somebody says gravity, physics people, what is gravity? Huh? Did I use the word earth in anywhere in gravity? Why are you pulling that fellow? Gravity is an English word. I am sure many people would not have referred to this. Refer dictionary, please. This is my humble request to all of you. Eh? See, the social science people will say the police was called because the gravity of the situation was out of control. Does it mean earth pulled people? No. See, yeah, therefore gravity, no different meaning. Meaning is same. I will come to that. I will conclude it is one and the same. The concentration. See, when students come to school, you walk the way slowly. When you go back to home, there is a force of attraction there. You have a gravity there. Therefore, you run fast as you reach your home. Wherever there is an attraction, you go fast. A child will walk. As they reach the mother, boom, they will run. Have you seen this? It's a natural force of attraction. Anything you love, there is an attraction. Akrishti shaktistu mahitaya yadghastham swabhimukam sajaktya akrishyate. Everybody attracts each other. There is an attraction between me and you. Whatever I am saying, you are hearing. But now the time I said you have an attraction, what happened was your eyes started working. Otherwise, ear was only working. When I said your eyes started working, immediately you started seeing me again. Otherwise, you are seeing me but not seeing me. Understood what I am saying? Consciously unconscious and consciously unconscious and unconsciously conscious. That is why we work. That is what is called a pratyahara. Heard this word pratyahara? Have you heard about yoga? Yoga is not yogasana. Look at the yoga DrTPS. I keep saying yoga is not a monkey's job. Yoga is not Shirshasana. That is Iyengar circus in Mysore Palace to entertain the king. That became today India's yoga. That is why people are. Because this is the most heaviest part of our body, which should not be burdened by my body. Otherwise, every god would have been, all the gurus would have been. Guru Nanak, have you seen Shirshasana? Why? Shirshasana means not Indian yoga. Do you know this? You are only being fooled by half-educated fellows. Don't believe. Eh? What is the sloka which you chant before yoga? Yogena chittasya. What is that? Yogena chittasya. Yoga is only for mind control and mind management. Got it? Patanjali, who is the guru? Patanjali Yoga Acharya. What he will do? He will come here and then tell you, put in all the different asanas. Brahma will kill you. You are not supposed to do all that. In childhood you can do that. Childhood, a child can put the left fingertip onto the mouth. But today don't try. Your backbone will break. There is another guru. One nose, another nose. Package with 2,000 rupees. 1,000 here, 1,000 here. They will teach you. See, Brahma has given you two noses. He never asked you to nose one and the other one. And if you do in Ludhiana, finish tomorrow you will get asthma. Because it is so polluted, so dusty, there is a air inside your nose which is supposed to filter, and if you don't allow to filter, like this one happen, all the dust will go inside. And they will ask you, hold it. And belly should go up. And he will tell you when you should release. I have also did this mistake because I learned from something. Then I understood it is wrong. I kept on learning. So in childhood, what I learned when I taught few children, my kids were so young now. Hold it. Because everybody could have hold the way I have hold it. Each one of us have got a different style. So how can I demand you to hold the birth? My guru kept saying after that I met a real guru who understood it much better. He said, how can you hold there because it is not yours? Taidadhara, Hadayoga Pradipika. Then I read the real textbook of yoga. Hadayoga Pradipika. It says Pranayame Yuktena Sarvayoga Samaraha Ayukta Bhyasa Yogena Sarvayoga Samutava. Why Patanjali prescribed a lot of exercises? Even he became a psychologist. Not an exercise man, he was a psychologist. You don't believe it. Look at the verse. The meaning of the sloka says, what does it mean? What did he say? The first line. You did right, that's what you have to do. Yogena chittasya. The yoga is for the manas. But I cannot control the manas, so what should I do? Control my breathing. Because what will happen when you get angry? Your breathing rate will change.
When you are angry, when you are in hurry, when you are in worry, when you eat more curry, breathing rate will change. So how do I control my anger? I cannot control, but my anger will tell my body, take breath. Then I will keep quiet. I am able to control my body so that my breathing rate will not change. Therefore, my anger will come down. Understood? It's an indirect way of controlling my mass. What a beautiful thought here. And you know what is the next one? So he is a psychologist. What is the next one? Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacha. He is a master of communication. You all the yogacharyas and you must have heard this many times, started chanting it. Yogena Chittasya Padena Vacha. Padena Vacha means what? Communication has to be good. So he is a professor of languages. You have to be communicative. You can be communicative only when you are energetic. The last one, Alam Sharirasya Vaidhyakena. You are a person who knows how to take care of your body. You are an Ayurvedic doctor. You must have heard this chanting. Yoga means this is the chanting. All the yoga day people would have been doing this. But what did not happen? You did not listen word by word, meaning by word. I request all of you, you become effective only when word by word, letter by letter, anything you should. So ask your students to write down and come in the class. By the time they would have studied already. Because they have to read, right? Ask questions. You don't know also no problem. You can find out. Let us find out together. You are an open person. Otherwise, what happens is when I speak to you, if I don't explain, now you said explain. If I don't explain, that becomes just like blah 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 blah. Right? I finished my syllabus. Is your job is to finish? No, our job is to make them understand so that tomorrow when they go to engineering college, they can use this maths. Tomorrow when they write IELTS exam, your English will help. Tomorrow when I want to write a poetry, words will come just like this. When I teach poetry, I am also making my children to write poems. So you become a poet. You become a poet as a teacher. Then only you can explain the poetry well. If I am not a drama expert, how do I teach Karnataka? So every teacher has to be having all these qualities. You have to be creative. You must understand the subject, understand word by word, and it should not come from brain. It should come from. That is why it becomes effective and effective. I am talking from my feelings. I should have feeling for maths. Then you will also get a feeling. If I am not interested in giving lecture, all of you will wait. If some student is not liking maths, immediately I will ask. The maths teacher is not good. Maths teacher is not good. How do you know? You don't like maths. That's it. So you start loving your children. You start making them feel comfortable. And everybody cannot be of same level, so there are a lot of group activities to do. So what I want is with this, I'll stop. What you should do is ask a lot of questions. The afternoon, after the break, I am not going to talk to you unless you ask questions. Quest, curiosity. Quest is the root. Ask questions. I don't generally take break. Generally, I don't take break. Go 48 hours non-stop.
Then go on.
So, 11:15 we'll come back. I think we have done it. I think something for you.